Tired of the same old political arguments? Feel like Democrats and Republicans offer you a limited menu? There's another option, the Libertarian Party. Many haven't heard much about them, or have misconceptions. The media rarely covers them, maybe because they challenge the status quo. Libertarians stand for a radical idea: maximum individual freedom. You own your life and should be free to make your own choices as long as you don't harm others. Libertarians ask, is all this government really necessary? They argue less government means more liberty and more prosperity. This isn't about being liberal or conservative, it's about being libertarian. They often agree with conservatives on economics, lower taxes, less regulation, and with liberals on social issues like personal choice in marriage or drug use. They believe government shouldn't meddle in your wallet or your bedroom. This unique blend puts them outside the typical left-right spectrum. They offer a third way, a path less traveled in American politics. Are libertarians just a fringe group, or do they offer a real alternative to endless bickering and growing government? We'll explore their history, core beliefs, and how they challenge the political establishment. In a world craving more control, their message of freedom might be more important than ever. Prepare to have your assumptions challenged. The Libertarian Party emerged from frustration in 1971. The Vietnam War raged, Nixon imposed wage and price controls, and took the U.S. off the gold standard. Many felt government was too powerful, and neither major party truly represented those who wanted more freedom. David Nolan and a small group in Colorado Springs decided enough was enough. Disillusioned by Republicans expanding government and Democrats pushing more controls, they saw real-world consequences of overreach. They founded the Libertarian Party in December 1971, aiming to promote individual liberty and challenge state power. Their goal, a party that consistently advocated for freedom in all aspects of life. They believed individuals have the right to live as they see fit, as long as they respect others' rights. This was a radical departure from mainstream politics. The early libertarians faced an uphill battle in a deeply entrenched two-party system. But they were driven by the idea that government's only legitimate purpose is to protect individual rights, life, liberty, and property. Anything beyond that, they argued, was overreach. They started small, but with passionate belief in their principles. Their message, more freedom, less government. And that message began to resonate with a growing number of Americans. The Libertarian Party was born out of a desire for a better way. At the heart of libertarian philosophy is the non-aggression principle, or NAP. It's simple. Don't initiate force or fraud against others or their property. Don't hit first, don't steal, don't lie to take what isn't yours. This principle is the libertarian moral compass, guiding their views on nearly every issue. Crucially, libertarians believe the NAP applies to governments too. If it's wrong for you to take your neighbor's money by force, why is it okay for the government to do it through taxes for programs you don't support? The NAP demands justification for any government action that infringes on liberty. The war on drugs, libertarians say it violates the NAP. If someone's not harming others, government shouldn't use force to stop them. High taxes and heavy regulations, many libertarians see these as violations too. The NAP isn't about anything goes, it's about setting clear limits. You're free to act as long as you don't initiate force or fraud. Defensive force is justified if someone else initiates force. This principle underpins the libertarian call for radically smaller government, one that protects rights, enforces contracts, and resolves disputes. It's a commitment to peaceful coexistence and voluntary interaction. Building on the non-aggression principle, libertarians champion individual sovereignty. You own your life, your body, your choices, your future. They belong to you, not the state. As long as you're not harming others, your choices are your own. This belief leads to a demand for minimal government. Libertarians see government as a potential threat to freedom, not a provider of solutions. Government should only protect individuals from force and fraud, nothing more. In practice, this means drastically fewer laws and regulations. Libertarians support the right to choose what you consume, who you marry, and how you live, free from government interference. They advocate ending drug prohibition and champion free speech, even for unpopular ideas. In foreign policy, libertarians favor non-intervention, peace, and free trade. Military force should be for defense, not nation building. It's about minding our own business, at home and abroad. Libertarians are passionate about economic freedom and free markets. They want people to buy, sell, and trade voluntarily, without government interference. No crony capitalism, no excessive regulations, just individuals and businesses making their own decisions. Free markets, they argue, create wealth and improve living standards for everyone. Most innovations come from risk-takers, not government committees. Libertarians want to unleash that creativity by getting government out of the way, lower taxes, fewer regulations, no bailouts. Let businesses succeed or fail based on how well they serve customers. Sound money is key. Many libertarians criticize central banks and advocate for a gold standard or competing currencies. Money, like anything else, should be subject to market forces, not government manipulation. Strong property rights are essential for prosperity. When people know their property is secure, they invest and create wealth. Government actions like eminent domain or excessive taxation are seen as infringements. Protecting your right to what you earn and own is a cornerstone of a just society. For libertarians, economic freedom is inseparable from personal freedom. How do libertarians compare to Democrats and Republicans? It's not a simple left or right answer. Libertarians often agree with Republicans on economics, lower taxes, less regulation, but criticize them for not going far enough and for legislating morality. On social issues, libertarians say hands off, unlike many Republicans. With Democrats, libertarians might agree on civil liberties and skepticism of foreign wars, but clash on economic policy. Democrats favor more government programs and regulation. Libertarians argue this stifles growth and choice. The key difference is consistency. Libertarians apply limited government and individual liberty to all areas. Republicans may want economic freedom, but restrict personal choices. Democrats may support personal freedom, but want government control over the economy. Libertarians say you can't have it both ways. If you trust people to run their lives, trust them in the marketplace too. And if you want a free market, respect personal liberty. Libertarians offer a comprehensive vision of freedom that doesn't fit old political boxes. They challenge both parties' inconsistencies. Their approach is about maximizing freedom everywhere. It's a vision that stands apart from the usual political battles. Libertarians ask, why not both economic and personal freedom? The Libertarian Party's unique stance confuses those used to the left-right spectrum. Are they conservative? Liberal? They're simply libertarian, charting a new course. Imagine a political compass, one axis for economic freedom, one for personal freedom. Republicans score high on economics, low on personal freedom. Democrats, the reverse. Libertarians aim for the top corner, maximum freedom in both. This attracts people from across the spectrum. Disaffected Republicans, disillusioned Democrats, and young people skeptical of authority. Their philosophy appeals to anyone who believes they know best how to run their own life. Libertarians critique both major parties from a consistent standpoint. They point out hypocrisy and challenge old categories. By standing outside the traditional divide, they offer a fresh perspective. Libertarians ask us to think beyond the usual political battles. The Libertarian Party faces tough odds in a two-party system, but their impact is real. Even without many election wins, they challenge the status quo and shift political debates. Libertarians introduce ideas, like drug decriminalization, ending foreign wars, and school choice, that were once fringe, but now mainstream. They act as ideological entrepreneurs, planting seeds for future policy changes. Libertarian candidates can influence close elections, forcing major parties to pay attention and sometimes adopt their positions. This spoiler role is controversial, but it pressures the dominant players. Beyond elections, the broader libertarian movement, think tanks, activists, writers, has significant intellectual impact. They produce research and educate the public about free markets and individual liberty. Their ideas shape public opinion and provide a foundation for skepticism of government power. Even if people don't vote libertarian, they may be influenced by libertarian ideas. The battle for liberty is fought on many fronts. Libertarians keep the idea of freedom alive in the political conversation. Their influence extends far beyond the ballot box. They remind us that freedom is always worth defending. Why does the Libertarian Party matter today? In an era of polarization and growing government, their message is more relevant than ever. They offer a consistent voice for individual liberty, limited government, and free markets. Libertarians ask the tough questions others avoid. Have we considered less government, more individual choice? They act as a check on the endless expansion of state power. The Libertarian Party provides a home for those who don't fit neatly into liberal or conservative boxes. They show independent-minded voters they're not alone in wanting more freedom and less government. Ultimately, the Libertarian Party matters because freedom itself matters. The principles they advocate, self-ownership, non-aggression, free markets, and individual responsibility, are timeless. Whether or not they win elections, libertarians play a crucial role in defending liberty. They remind us that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Give freedom a chance.